Good morning, friends. My name is Lisa Schmidt, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Welcome to Saturday in the studio. I don't know about you, but we got a lot of snow. How much would you say? Because you
7 inches.
7 inches of snow last night. What? It's April 1st. They always say here in Minnesota, March comes in like a lion.
Leaves like a lamb.
Leaves
Usually
like a lamb.
it comes in as one and leaves as the other. This year it came in as a lion and it left like a lion.
Okay, got it. So lion both on both ends of it. But anyway, happy April 1st. You may not know this. I know many people like April 1st, April Fool's. No, today is Dave's birthday. Happy Dave. Woo!
Thank you.
And it is not only his birthday. His grandmother has passed away, but it was her birthday too. So
hey, Mary Ellen.
It was so cute because they would call each other and then sing happy birthday to each other at the same time. It was darling. So very special memories for Dave there. But so yes, we're celebrating him today. Actually, we went to see Hello Dolly the other night, and that was kind of our birthday gift to each other, which I didn't know till he gave it to me. And then we said, let's have it be for each other. Anyway, that's kind of cheesy. Sorry, honey. Okay.
We have other things going on.
Yes, we do. Just a few other things. All right, I am ready to show you. I've been looking through. When I get new things, I put them in this basket. So whether they're from the Spring Mini or from the annual catalog, I put them in the basket so I know that those are new. I have not used them yet. And so I pulled these out and I was like, wow, these are so pretty. And I haven't used them yet. So good morning, friends. All right, so I'm going to show you this morning 2 cards using fancy frames. And these are the frames, fancy frames. They're so pretty. So I'm going to show you. This one has something stuck to it because I'm still going to use that. So let me go ahead and show you 2 things you can do with these fancy frames. I am going to, actually, before I get started with that, I like to show you where they come from.
One fell.
Nope, that's not the one I need though, so that's okay. Fancy frames are in the annual catalog, and they are on page 171 right here. Fancy frames. So they are super cool. And to be honest, I'm going through the catalog this week and circling what is going out of the catalog, because if you do not know, this catalog will run through as well as this catalog May 1. So this is the last month to get certain things in these. So that's what we sent out a list this week, but I'm going to go ahead and circle them in the catalog this week. Okay, I am using Blushing Bride, which is one of the colors, I believe, going away. Yes, it is. Blushing Bride is going away. So there's some cool new colors coming in. I think you'll really enjoy them. So I'm going to use my bone
Hey, Patty.
folder.
Hey, Karen.
Hi, friends. And go ahead and crease my score line. I can tell I have a little edge here, so I'm going to flip that over. And the Designer Series paper I'm using is so pretty. I told you I'm using the frame, so I decided to cut the frame out of gold. And sometimes I start with the die cut I want to use. Sometimes I start with the Designer Series paper I want to use, and sometimes I start with the color. In this case, I started with the die. I was like, okay, I really want to use this in gold. And so then I was thinking, well, what could we use with it? And this Designer Series paper, which is the, it's not distressed gold. I have it right here. I'll just look up the name because I did mark it in the catalog right here. So this Designer Series paper is Texture Chic. This is like Bad News Bears. I did this all the time when I was showing this. Chic, right? Texture Chic. It's right here. And it has one side, it's called Specialty because one side has a shimmery gold and the other side does not. So I have some pieces of it to show you here. You can see I've used a bunch of it. And this is going to be something else that I'll show you in a moment. But look at how pretty that is with that gold. Both sides are pretty. Of course, I love shimmery things, so I think that's really fun. So lots of different fun papers in here. That's what I have left of it, plus the distressed gold, which is in another package. So many fun colors. And this Designer Series paper, I just want to point out, sorry, one more thing, and then I promise I will get started. The Designer Series paper coordinates with the it's 4 seasons. Let's look at, I'm just going to look at it real quick here. Oh, nope, I'm not. So it coordinates, with the texture chic. Oh my gosh, he's dying over here.
Can't wait for
Texture
this one to go away.
takes, hope it goes away. She can't pronounce it. Texture chic. There we go. Stamp set. And the thing I like about this is it really has all seasons, right? We've got winter and summer. There's a flower for summer or spring and then fall. It is just very chic.
There you go.
There we go. And that's on page 98 and 99. And you can get it with dies as well. So, okay, now I'm ready to get going. So we've got our paper cardstock, and I'm going to just use our designer series paper, just like that. And then I thought, oh, that's pretty to put that on top. I just kind of like sometimes for you to know my thinking process. So when I die cut this out, I get a little rectangle in the middle, right? So here's our rectangle that pops out. Obviously, I die cut another one in this color. So I have this same shape in gold that I could use. But I thought, okay, well, it doesn't really show up. So, but if I put that there, now I can put stamp an image there. I'm actually going to turn it this way and stamp something there and make it pop a little bit more. So let's go ahead and put that together. I don't know. Is it helpful to know the thinking behind? Sometimes I think so, because people often, they start and look at something and go, I don't know what to do with it. And that's okay. So you copy from the catalog or copy from Google or
from Lisa.
Or from me. Yeah, thanks. Or from me. So I am going to go ahead and glue this all the way down with my multi-purpose glue. And I'm going to use my little dauber, yes, that has stuff stuck to it because it's got glue on it. So if you have something like this and you didn't use the self-adhesive sheets, which I'll use with the next one, you can always just make a little puddle of glue and then use a dauber that you've identified as, this is my glue dauber, and kind of just get some, because if I put glue on it, it's going to end up sort of
everywhere.
Yes, all over the place.
And oozing out.
Correct. And I really don't want that look. That's not attractive. So you just can use your dauber. I learned this from my dear friend, Amy Rich. You can use your dauber and just kind of daub it. There we go. I'm going to set that aside so I don't
practice for bingo.
Yeah, right. There you go. Bingo. Oh yeah, we got to ask your mom. His mom likes purse bingo, and there's one coming up that I wasn't invited to, so not on purpose.
You were invited. She just doesn't remember.
She didn't tell me. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I was invited. She just didn't remember. She didn't tell me I was invited. That's okay. That's all right. All right. So then, like I said, when I die cut this out again in Blushing Bride, this pops right in here. And I'm actually going to pop it up just to give it some dimension. And then we're going to put a word on top of it. And it's going to be, oh, so pretty. So pretty. You know me in dimensions. Dimensionals. Now I'm looking there. I'm like, oops, need one more. You know what, though? You get 300 in a pack. I mean, come on. 300 in a pack? No problem. All right. I'm going to take your pick and pick them off. I do like doing this because then it just, I don't know, they just come off. Tools. It's fun to use the tools.
All about the tools.
I know, right? So I'm going to pop that right in there. Gives it a little dimension. I kind of like that. I thought about popping up the frame. I was like, yeah, no, no, thank you. That felt like a little bit too hard unless I put it on something else. But then my first thought was I wanted to use Charming Sentiments. So since it's this size, then I went and looked for something that was kind of that size. And I thought, oh, this Wishing You Everything Wonderful from the Charming Sentiments is about the right size. And I can die cut it out. So I did make this to go with it because it's kind of tricky to see what goes with what. So I did make a little cheat sheet or a little map to go with it. Hang on, there it is. So I could see what is in here. This is a fantastic set. It has so many things and then so many extra bonus dies as well. So that is called Charming Sentiments. So I stamped it in black, die cut it out, and was like, merp. I did not like that. So then, of course, you know what we need to do? We need to emboss it. So, therefore, I pulled out my little 3-pack of embossing, which I had not used. That's interesting because that's that must be an older one. Anyway, oh yeah, copper, silver, and gold. The gold is not in here because I just used the gold, but you get copper, silver, and gold. Comes as a 3-pack. And embossing is fun, not difficult. If you're not familiar with it, you just take the Versamark, stamp it on, and then what would you like, Gleb?
I have your mini.
Mini.
Mine seems to be missing.
I probably have yours here because I have both. I have one over there and I have another one. So you take your embossing Versamark, stamp it on, put on the powder, brush it off, heat it, and there we go. Doesn't that look better? I think that's really pretty. I'm going to pop this up as well. But I was like, oh, this would be a really pretty wedding card. Wishing you everything wonderful. Wouldn't that be fun as a wedding card? I think it'd be really, really pretty. So let's go ahead and pop this up here. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Oof. Now, you know me, we could definitely stop there. And I'm not 100% decided on my next piece. But I did pull out the, this is Petal Pink, but it kind of looks good with this, even though it's not the exact color as the Blushing Bride. It looks very, very similar. Or I could go with more gold, or I could go with nothing. So I'm just going to tie a little knot, see how I feel about it, and then we can make a decision, right?
Patty says she loves to emboss.
Loves embossing. It's not difficult. It feels fancy, I feel like, and it's just something you learn. I don't know. I kind of like that. It softens it up a little bit. I think I'm going to put that there. I like it. And grab I think it had enough gold, but this shimmer gold is so pretty, isn't it? Shiny things, friends, shiny things. And I'm going to grab that glue dot and just stick it on like that. And then when we have somebody getting married, we will be able to use it. Wishing you everything wonderful. So isn't that pretty? I just think it's really, look at all that shine and shimmer. And who is it? I won't even say because I can't remember. I will say it. The fish that swims.
Dory.
Yeah, Dory. Shiny things, shiny things. That's kind of how I feel with things like this. All right, so that is my first card.
Excellent. Well, one thing I just wanted to remind you of is many of you have heard us talking about the Refuge Little Falls and that we are open there. And we have coming up a hosted retreat. Wonderful opportunity for you. April 28th to the 30th, we are hosting up at the Refuge Little Falls. And what does that mean exactly? Well, here's what that means. You get to come and craft away your whole weekend and not worry about a thing because we will take care of all of the details. So obviously being at the Refuge Little Falls, if I do say so myself, it's beautiful. When people walk in the door, they are just amazed with how beautiful it is. So you start just there. You have beautiful surroundings. On top of that, you have you get to meet some new friends or bring some friends with you, as well as you get your dedicated craft space, 5-foot table just for you, cup holder so you keep your drinks off your work surface. We know that's important. Great light in the studio as well as task lighting for you. We have some supplies. There's a Cricut. There's things that you can use. We will supply all of your meals. You don't have to worry about a thing. You may want to bring some special snacks. We'll have some, but if you have that special snack that you love when you're crafting, I would recommend you bring that. But we take care of absolutely everything else. Lisa will have a fun make and take for you. And we take care of everything. So I will put the link in the chat, but no, the first one's coming up April 28th to the 30th. We have some spaces still available. Don't wait too long because we wouldn't want it to sell out before you get there. So that's what we have coming up. Refuge Little Falls hosted weekend. Come join us.
Friends, we had scrapbookers last weekend come and they loved it. And I think one thing I personally love about it is that, can you just come to me for a moment? Oh, I'm both. Okay, that's fine. One thing I personally love about it is there are several spaces that are not crafting. So if you want to go be by yourself, there's a beautiful spot there's several beautiful spots in the living room, or there's a space in the dining room. There's just a lot of little
down in the hideaway.
Yes,
go hide away in the hideaway.
Yes, there's little nooks that I saw people just sitting in and enjoying time, reading. And so anyway, When we started this, I'm just going to throw this out there. When we started this, we were brainstorming ideas as far as words. Like, just let's throw out words. What do we want it to feel like? And we were like, calm and peaceful and serene. And it's that. It really is, as well as it can be productive. And anyway, you can tell we love it. It's a dream come true. A dream come true, I tell you, a dream come true. All right, I'm ready to make my second card. One thing I did not show you on this one was this gold metallic paper, which is sold in sheets of gold metallic. So there we go. It's so pretty. Let's make another card. This time I'm going to use this die, the other one. I'm using the same designer series paper because it has that gold, and just that gold is so pretty. But this time I'm going to use the petal pink instead of the blushing bride. A little bit different. You can see it. So petal pink, and I'm doing what I call as a gate fold. So it took me a couple times to figure out where I wanted to score it. I'm like, I used to know this. I don't know why I could. It's like 2 and 1/16 or 2 and 2/16. 2 and 2/16. Can you just drop that
Which
in the
would be
chat?
1/8.
Oh, 2 and 1/8. There we go. Can you just drop that in the chat so I don't forget that again? 2 and 1/8 is where you score it on both sides. So I score 2 and 1/8, flip it over, score 2 and 1/8. Then I just have to remember one number instead of two numbers. All right. So I'm going to use this beautiful gold paper. And so I know that since this is 2 and 1/8, I just cut this a little bit smaller. So this one is, what is that? 1 and 7/8. I can do this. We're teaching. I just taught fractions. 1 and 7/8 is the width. You know, it's a little bit tricky as a crafter when you go away from the quarters, but it's okay. I can do this.
An eighth is a half of a quarter.
Yes, it is. An eighth is a half of a quarter because 2/8 equals 1/4. That's equivalent. All right. All right. And we are on spring break, by the way. I just want to say that, yesterday we had a professional development day. And Thursday was our last day with kids. If you didn't see what we dressed as a book character, if you didn't see who I was, go look at my personal website or personal Facebook page and you'll see what I was. So just a little gate fold there. Now, then this is the one I wanted to cut out, and I cut it out of the same paper. So then I was like, well, what am I going to mat that on? And I was like, what if we go with black? So I just made the black a tiny bit bigger. And honestly, there's no magical measurements. I literally hold it up to the corner like this, then I cut one side and I cut the other side, and I'm like, okay, that's perfect. So that's kind of how I sometimes figure it out. Now, I die cut this out, and then I thought, hello, why don't you use the self-adhesive sheets? Because that's what these are perfect at. That's what this is. They are made for, like something like this. So I'm going to
Anything with fine detail.
Yes, that you don't want to put glue on. So I'm going to set that aside. Now, when you die cut it out with the self-adhesive sheet, so this was in here, right? So we die cut that out, put the self-adhesive sheet on the back of the designer series paper. Here's the part that's kind of amazing is that, so I don't have to poke out all these little pieces first. These fell out, which is great. But when I pull off the adhesive, pretty much most of them, I'm going to say will or should come off with it because they're sticking to it, right? And I sometimes just like to grab it with this, but if I can't get that corner, I'm going to go to a different corner. So I just like to grab it up anywhere. I tend to go to the corners just to get that. Okay, or a third corner. There we go. Got it right there. Just can't see it because it's so small. All right, so let's see if we can get this. Yep, there it is.
Put
All right.
Hands down a little bit. Yep.
So then when we pull this off, there is adhesive on one side, right? So this is sticky now. I pull this off, and it's pretty delicate, and it's pretty.
Be gentle.
Yes.
You don't want to.
Well, we've got these twirly
rip
things,
apart the details.
But see how they're coming right off. This one popped back around. We've got one that's still there. That's okay. But most of them come right off. And then you push those on the floor and sweep them up later. Just kidding. Kind of kidding, not kidding, right? You can go ahead and put them in the trash or wherever you do with your little scraps. All right, so this one didn't come out, but it's right there. Same. This one got stuck back on. There we are. Keep going. So it's pretty delicate, and but it's perfect. This paper is perfect for this to use.
This die.
This self-adhesive paper is what I was thinking is perfect to use with this die. All right. So we got that off. Because this one's curly, I feel like things tend to stick back on.
Can you lay it flat so I can sort of see?
Yes, I'm still trying to get a few
Yep.
things out.
That's what we want to see.
Okay. But it's kind of sticking to me, so it's hard to lay flat.
Hey, Mary Jo.
Hi, Mary Jo. When are you coming back?
Thank you for birthday wishes.
Are you able to come to our hosted retreat? We'd love to see you there. End of April. Okay. So I think I got just about all of them. There we go. I'm gonna look at the side. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'm content with that. So I'm gonna bring back in my black. And you kind of have a one-shot deal with this, right? Because obviously, whoops, I see a
It's
little
going to
piece.
stick.
Yeah, because it's going to stick, and it's so fragile or delicate. It's not fragile, but it's so delicate that when you pick it up, if I were to stick it down, trying to move it, it's going to
Tear.
It's going to tear. Sorry. So yeah, trying to think and do, and that's sometimes a little difficult. Now, if I lay it down and I'm like, oh, which I just did, like, oh, the edges aren't easy. No big deal. Just trim the edges a little bit more. That's okay. Just make them all even. And trim that a little bit more just to make them, they're a little bit smaller. That's okay. And one more tiny hair in this one. And then, what do you think? April 28th. Oh, you could fly in and come right there. Or drive in. I guess you're driving probably. All right.
We'll
So
catch
here
you
we
on the
go.
next one.
I'm going to burnish these one more time. And then this piece is going to be like my gate, or the gate part of the gatefold, because this is going to stick right there, right? So let's go ahead and put that on just on the one side. We don't want adhesive on both sides. I am going to put some on here because, I'm just about out. That's okay. I'm going to put some right here. I do want it centered. Put that right there. What's that? Oh, funny. Yep, flying in the evening. All right. And then on this one, since I did stamp that other black one, that could go there because it does go with black. I think that looks nice. Mm-hmm. Didn't really plan on that, but then when I sometimes you stamp them more than one time, and that's okay too. I'll tell you, Stampin' Up! Paper cardstock is thick, so you can stamp on both sides. You're not going to see through it, which is very different than many cardstocks. All right. Wishing you, how pretty is that? So I have 2 wedding cards. Do we have anybody close to getting married? No, I don't think we do. Do we? No. Okay.
No one's coming to mind.
No one's coming to mind. All right. I am crooked. I don't like being crooked. So I'm going to just straighten that out. There we go. When I turned it this way, I noticed that. All right. And again, we can go back here. And this one, I don't want to add that ribbon, but maybe I would like to add a little bit of gold. The other thing you could do is you could put, if you wanted to slide, I don't want to do that. I think I just want to tie a little knot and stick it on.
Yes.
Love my little knots because they're simple. Some friends have a hard time with bows, and so a knot it's just a knot. It's not hard. Not hard to make a knot. Okay, move on. And this one I think I'm going to put kind of up here a little bit more. How pretty is that? Sort of similar layout. That's fine. And I just think it's really, really pretty. What do you guys think? Am I seeing any comments on? No comments. Okay, well, hopefully you think it's pretty too. So let's bring this one back in. So mounting it on something or just using the die as is, either one, they're just really beautiful. That shimmery shine is just really, really pretty. So, and
Mary
then
Jo says very pretty and classy.
It is very classy, isn't it? Who said that? Thanks, Mary Jo. Yeah, I think so too. I just think it's gorgeous. And this gold ribbon is called Shimmer Gold, I believe. Shimmer ribbon. And there are 2 shimmer ribbons. So if you're ordering shimmer ribbon, you want to make sure to get the shimmer one. The other one's called shimmer ribbon, but it's sort of flat color. Anyway, so there we go. All right. Do we have anything else, Dave?
Nope.
Nothing else for you. All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you on Monday. And Monday is another fun fold. I mean, the gate card is kind of a fun fold. I'm kind of into fun folds right now. So Monday is another fun fold. So make sure you come back in. Thank you. There's some comments on pretty, elegant. Yep. Come back on Monday. Make sure, we would love if you like the page and share it with a friend. Same with the Refuge. If you go to the refugelittlefalls.com, like the page, share it with some friends, because we really want to share that space with a lot of people because it is beautiful. All right, friends, well, have a wonderful day. If you're here in Minnesota, get out and plow that driveway. That's 7 inches of snow. And if you're somewhere else, I hope you enjoy that. But we will see you on Monday. Happy stamping, friends.
Oops.